Keep watching to see how I took my mannequin from this to this. Starting out, you're going to make sure you wipe down your mannequin with like some type of disinfectant cloth just to make sure there's nothing on the face and you have a clean surface. Then I'm going to go into her eyebrows. So I'm using a NYX brow pencil. I'm pretending to brush them up, but that's just like a habit. I like to use upward strokes towards the beginning of like the eyebrow, and then when I get towards the end, I'll do like more downward strokes. I wanted to kind of imitate hair, but it doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to go in and clean it up with concealer anyways. Then I'm using my LA Girl Pro Concealer, and I'm going to use that to clean up the eyebrows. This is something I do with my own makeup. I like to just highlight the tailbone and then go in with a darker concealer for the front of the brow. And it'll be kind of the same when I do the top of the brow. It's actually reversed. So when I do the top of the brow, I like to use a darker concealer on the outer like end of the eyebrow tail, and then towards the beginning I like to use a lighter concealer to show that highlight that I'll do on the face. Before I go in with the darker concealer, I want to blend out that lighter just to make sure it blends into the eyelid well before it dries a little bit. I just want to make sure that that is seamless. Now I'm using my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer for my darker concealer for the inner part of the brow. And I think I use the same thing for the outer tail of the upper brow. When I blend out the darker concealer, I want to blend it up until the start of that brow as well, just to make sure that everything looks seamless and blended. I decided I wanted the lids to be brown as well, so I just brought that brown concealer down onto the lid, and then I'm going to set everything after. I'm using the deep Laura Mercier translucent powder and the, I think it's Honey, Fenty setting powder. I'm gonna use the Fenty for the highlights where the brown bone is, and then I'll use the Laura Mercier for where the darker concealer is. To use the first brown shade in my Warrior 2 eyeshadow palette to go over the brown on the eyelids. Using my P.louise white eyeshadow base, and I'm gonna try to create like a little highlight. I wanted it to be hot pink and I really wanted to stand out. After blending out my base, I'm going into the Beat Down palette with this hot pink shade, and I'm just going to pat that on to that inner corner. Just to be extra, I'm going to use this pink glittery loose powder, and I'm going to add that on top. To make the eyes really pop, I'm going to go in with a white liquid liner right on the waterline. And then to be extra, I'm gonna add some white loose pigment glitter on the inner corner. starting on the face, I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Foundation, and I'm just basically gonna put it everywhere that I would contour. Just kind of leave those highlighted areas untouched. After making sure the foundation is blended in, I'm gonna go in those highlighted areas. I feel like it made it a little bit easier leaving the highlighted spots that I was gonna do untouched. Again, I'm doing the reverse highlight like how I did on the eyebrow. I'm gonna do the highlight at the beginning of the brow, and then I'm using the darker concealer on the edges of the brow. now I'm using my Fenty matchstick to contour the cheekbones. I'm contouring in an upward motion so it doesn't bring the face down. I'm also going back and forth between brushes just to make sure everything is blended correctly. I'm using my Fenty setting powder in the shade Banana to set those highlighted areas. And since it's the Mannequin, you don't need to bake, so you can kind of pat that highlighting in unless you're doing eyeshadow and you want to prevent from fallout. I'm using my deep Laura Mercier translucent setting powder to set my contour areas. And again, I'm switching between different brushes just to make sure everything blends seamlessly. After going over the nose contour, I like to go back in with that highlight setting powder and go right by the nose just to make sure everything is super snatched. I'm using the first brown shade in the Juvia's Place palette to set my contour again. And then I'm also going to go in with that same color on the lids and then set the nose contour one more time. To highlight the cheekbones, I'm going in with the Fenty setting powder in the shade Cashew. Blush, I'm going to use that same pink shade from the Beat Down palette. I lined the lips with a brown pencil lip liner from LA Girl, and then I'm going into the center with the P.louise base. Now I'm using the second brown shade in the Juvia's Place palette to blend in those colors. After everything was blended to my liking, I used that same pink shade and put it in the center of the lip. Using this matte concealer to add a smoky look to the bottom of the mannequin's eye. I'm using the second brown shade in the Juvia's Place palette to smoke that under eye out a little bit more. I'm gonna add some loose glitter to the lips and then go over it with clear nail polish to give that lip gloss look. I'm using the Juvia's Place loose highlighter to highlight her. And I'm gonna use that clear nail polish on her eyes as well, just because I feel like it makes her look more alive. For her eyeliner, I'm using a NYX brown liquid liner. For the finishing touches, I'm gonna add on her lashes. I got these from Amazon. I'm gonna add some highlighter under her eye, and then I'll add some glitter into her inner corner. And to make sure the makeup lasts forever, I'm gonna spray her with a clear acrylic sealant. You can get it from Target, Walmart. I got mine from Target, and this will help the makeup stay. And then after that, she's done. She's cute, she's ready to go, she's ready to pop out. All she needs is her wig. I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.